Hey there, my name is Megan and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my November book haul. As always, wasn't really looking to buy any more books because I'm officially out of room on my bookshelves, but I found some good finds and I wanted to share them with you guys. But before we go ahead and get on into the haul, if you are not already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the little bell icon so you can be notified every time I post new bookish content. I post new videos every Monday, Thursday, Saturday, and sometimes other days throughout the week. Also, don't forget to check down in the description box below for links to all of my social media, my Buddy Ray Discord, and my Patreon, where you can be entered into winning book giveaways. The first book I have to show you is The Queens of Innis Lear by Tessa Gratton, and I have had my eye on this book for the longest time, and I've never read anything by Tessa Gratton. This is an adult fantasy, and it is loosely based off of King Lear by William Shakespeare, which I also have not read. And the only thing I know about King Lear is that it follows the mythological king of Britain who gives up his realm and power to his three daughters. And I know it's a tragedy, so I don't know if like the three daughters start fighting one another or really what goes on with that, but it just, I don't know, it's always intrigued me. So I saw this on Book Outlet for like $4 or $5, and I'm like, yeah, it's time for me to pick it up. But I haven't heard that much about this book. I've heard some mixed things. So I'm really interested to see where I fall on the spectrum of liking this book. And I do want to read King Lear first. So I have all of William Shakespeare's works, I believe all of them, in a like Barnes & Noble leather-bound edition. So I want to get King Lear read at some point so that I can appreciate this book more just because of all of the allusions. And then once I got this, I decided to pick up the sequel, which is Lady Hotspur. So I don't know if it's only these two books that are in the series or if Tessa Gratton is going to publish more, but I figured since Queens of Innis Lear was only $5 and this was only $5, might as well just get the sequel. So I'm really excited to have both of these books in my possession, and maybe Tessa Gratton will become like a new favorite author of mine, I don't know. But yeah, very excited to have these. Next, I had a store credit at the local used bookstore where I trade in my books, and I picked up two books from there. The first book I picked up is The Girl with All the Gifts by M.R. Carey. This is an post-apocalyptic zombie science fiction horror, I think, book. And I've had my eye on it for a while. It's got really good reviews, and I know that they made a movie out of it, I think in 2016. And it just, I don't know, I'm kind of not sure if I'm gonna like it, but it's, like I said, interested in me enough. But this follows a post-apocalyptic world where there has been some sort of disease that has been affecting people, and there are these zombie-like adult beings, but then children are affected by the disease differently. And it follows a girl named Melanie and then a teacher who teaches these infected children while they are like strapped and held because they're like technically zombie-like things. And then they kind of learn more about this main character, Melanie, and how she might be kind of the savior for this world. And they embark on this journey to discover all this stuff. And that's kind of all I know about it. I might be wrong on some of those details, but it really does sound like your just traditional zombie end of world type story, which I don't read a ton of, but I think I'm going to give it a go. The next book I was really excited when I saw it, and that is A Memory Called Empire by Arkady Martin. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that name right. This was a book that I had on my Amazon wish list for the longest time, and some of the awesome people in my Discord said that it was really, really good. But it follows this woman named Mahit who is an ambassador, and she travels to kind of take up this new position. And as soon as she arrives, she learns that her predecessor has died, and she starts to uncover all of these secrets within like the government of this galactic empire and how they might be threatening this small mining station that is important to her. So she goes on to just try and find out what's going on with the previous ambassador that was murdered and some of the politics that are going on. But I heard that this book really tries to tackle a lot of like sociological issues that are relevant in our world today, and that's kind of what piqued my interest, that it was kind of more than a sci-fi novel, that it really tried to mirror some of the issues that we are seeing in our world today. So when I go into this book, that's really what I'm going to be looking for, because if you just read the back, it sounds just like any other sci-fi novel. So I'm interested to see, you know, how our author kinds to bring to light some of those issues and discuss them in a sci-fi setting. The next two books I found at Books A Million, and they were on their bargain priced shelf, which I don't know why, because these were great finds. The first one is Children of Ruin by Adrian Tchaikovsky. This is the second book in the Children of Time series. Actually, I don't even know how many books are in that series. Maybe there's only two, but this follows Children of Time, which I have right here. and I haven't read it yet. It was a book that I wanted to try and get to this year, but I'm just not. And I've heard good things about it. I've heard that it is a book and a series and a world that definitely makes you think, which is what I look for when I go into science fiction. But all I know about this series is it follows humankind as they are trying to find and settle a new world because their Earth is just not inhabitable. It's not working out anymore. And they end up coming across this planet that looks like it has already been prepared for human occupation. It's been terraformed. So they start to settle, but then they realize that there's actually like an indigenous people or race beings that already lived there, and some things happen between the two of them. And sounds really interesting, something that I'd really like. And like I said, I've heard that it's a book that makes you think. So I was super excited to find the sequel. And the last book I found is Wrath of Empire by Brian McKellen. This is book 2 in his Gods of Blood and Powder series, which is 10 years after the original Powder Mage trilogy, which I have all of those right here. There's Sins of Empire, which was gifted to me by one of my patrons and friends, Michelle. So when I found the sequel, I was like so excited. And I can't remember what the first book is about, so I have no idea what the sequel is about. All I know is that it takes place in the same world 10 years after the events of the original Powder Mage trilogy. I enjoyed the Powder Mage trilogy. I feel like Brian McKellen is an author that's only going to get better as he continues to write, and I do want to read more of his work. So when I found this for like $5, I was super stoked and couldn't turn it down. All right, you guys, so that is it for my November book haul. I got a couple of good finds that I'm excited for. Let me know in the comments if you've gotten any new books in the month of December and what they are, and I will see y'all soon in another video. Goodbye!